Hey, it's Hansel. And today I'm going to go through some meeting hacks for work in relation to timing. And time is very crucial. And unfortunately, a lot of people have no idea how to utilize time. So let's get started. So in order to maximize efficiency, we need to understand that we can do things a lot quicker and be better at it than we normally do. So what happens is, what we tend to do is we tend to make sure that whenever we have things like meetings and whenever we add things to our calendar, we try and close off a loop. And that loop is generally either 1 hour, 2 hours, 30 minutes, and so on. Now, the reason why we do that is our brain likes closure, and that's their nice, wholesome, whole figures and numbers. We love to close it off. Let's play a little trick on our brain, because if we can trick our brain to maximizing time, then we can be more efficient. So let's see how that works. Now, if we cut this time, well, in fact, let's say that's now 43 minutes. Now, if we have a 43-minute meeting, what's going to happen is, believe it or not, we're going to be just as productive as that 1 hour meeting. Why? Because we like to fill that 1 hour gap, fill the 1 hour gap exactly the same time as 43 minutes. We'll probably save ourselves 17 minutes. In fact, we will, because now we're slightly more direct into what we want to talk about, and we're not going to waste our time. Now, 43 minutes is great. Now, how about 23 minutes? Right? If we do 23 minutes, what's going to happen is that now we're pushing it, right? We're thinking, oh, an hour meeting has gone to 23 minutes. What are we going to do? You're going to cut even more stuff out of there and get even more direct with your meetings. So what's going to happen is that you'll probably just go through the bare bullet points, and there's no time to really muck around in there and waste people's time. And then guess what? You can run how many of these in 1 hour? You can easily run 2 and have a break in between to get your coffee or something like that. Now, how this also works is for tasks. If you set yourself a task to do for 1 hour, what happens is that it's easier for us to procrastinate on it as well. Ask yourself the question, have you ever procrastinated on a 1 hour task? If you haven't, great. If you have, think about it, right? 1 hour is 1 hour. If we get the 1 hour of work done, great. If we don't, we lose that 1 hour. Now, think about if that 1 hour task, if you did that for 23 minutes, how often do you think you're going to procrastinate on 23 minutes as opposed to 1 hour? Now, I can bet that there's more of a chance that you'll procrastinate on this timing as opposed to that timing. Why is that? Because that's a lot shorter, right? You could say 23 minutes, yeah, I'll quickly do it. I'll quickly do the 23 minutes, get over and done with. And you can get to a stage, and I've done this for myself and my clients have done it as well, that the 23 minutes here can be just as productive as the 1 hour here. My coaching sessions used to go for 2 hours long, and while I used to absolutely love it, they were great, there was a lot of stuff that didn't need to be there. So I wanted to go direct, and I wanted to make sure that I was helping that person out without going too much into the ether. I actually went to 10-minute phone conversations, and believe it or not, the people that I was coaching for 2 hours that went to 10 minutes, they said their productivity skyrocketed. Why? Because we went straight to the core. So 23 minutes I went to. Now, this is just an arbitrary number. You could have 17, you could have 7. I think Gary Vee does like 4-minute meetings. Do you see where I'm getting at? Less procrastination on this, more on that. Now, getting back to the loop, why an odd number? The brain doesn't like I said, odd numbers. But if you do it, then you're more likely to achieve that task because of the odd number, right? It's a bizarre thing. And the good thing is, if you're doing a task, right, and set 23 minutes, what happens is that even if you're a quarter of the way and you're doing 23 minutes, the brain wants to keep going because it wants to fill in this nice, wholesome number. So not only will you do 23 minutes, but you will do more as opposed to putting off 1 hour. This is the power of tricking your brain into making sure that you become more productive with your time, because I can guarantee that it's not always about the duration. Sometimes it's about tricking your brain and just getting the task done. And that's what's important, getting it done. But the problem people have, and I've said this in a few videos, is getting to the task. That's the hardest bit in the first place. And if you're procrastinating, if you're not doing it for an hour, then you're just not doing it. 23 minutes of a task is done is better than 1 hour not done. So think about that. Also, who was it? The ice hockey player. Maybe you can write that down in the comments. Said, you miss every shot that you take. Take your shot. You don't have to make it count. Just do it. And eventually you'll come up with better methods to be able to use your time wisely. experiment with odd numbers, 23 minutes, 17 minutes, 13 minutes. Just play around. I like the shorter ones better because you can get multiple short things done. It is a challenge because I use Google Calendar, and when you put odd numbers in there, it goes all psycho. But still, play around. It's a bit of fun and just experiment because, once you do it and once you experience change, you just want to go back. It's pretty awesome stuff, and you're going to save so much time going through this. Does it work for every single thing? No. Some meetings do need to go for that long, and I understand. Use your brain. Like, when I say use your brain, I'm not, being offensive. I'm just saying try and understand the situation. Probably 90% of the time, you can probably get away with that. In fact, you can probably get away with no meetings, to be honest. But if we're talking about tasks in general, just short tasks done more often is better than one big task if you don't do it. Right? If you do it, fantastic. But if you don't, do that. So hopefully that's made sense. If you want me to make more videos like this, comment down below. Also subscribe to the channel because we're very close to 5,000 subscribers. And man, it's been really awesome. So thank you everyone for joining in and chipping in with your ideas. And have an awesome day. Cheers.